You are looking at a 2001 Dodge Grand Caravan Sport. This one has a 3.3 liter V6. There's a little bit of noise coming from the belts. There's a little bit of seepage on the valve cover gasket, but it does seem to run pretty well. This has, it's missing the windshield washer fluid cap. It does only have 130,000 miles on it. There's a little bit of chipping on the clear coat on the paint on the hood. Tires aren't in too bad a shape. This one, this front tire here is a Starfire. That one actually has probably the least tread left out of all of them. They don't all match. This one is a little bit better. This back tire here is a Goodyear. That one has a lot of tread wear left on it. That's an Integrity, Goodyear Integrity. And this one is a little dry rotty, but this one has some tread wear left on it. The interior is in good shape. All the electronics seem to work pretty well as far as the windows go down. This window goes down. All the doors work and slide. That back door I can get to unlock. And I had it up and then it went back down, and now it's giving me problems. So I don't know what's going on with that door. You might want to diagnose that. It did work and open. It does not have the very, very back seat. The headliner is starting to sag. It doesn't sag to where it hits anyone's head. This middle seat comes out. You could move this to the back. It is missing headrests, but the seats are in really good shape as far as they're not ripped, cut, burned, torn. They're actually in really awesome shape, to be honest. The doors, oh, I didn't close it all the way. The doors work well. Let me go around. There is some scuffing and stuff on the bumper. One of the wheel covers, the one on this back tire, was missing. The only 15 that I had to put on it was from a Volvo. So that says Volvo on it. The other ones do match. They're aftermarket. I don't think they're the ones that came with this. But the seats are in good shape. The interior's in really good shape. I'm gonna take this for a spin. This one does, I'm gonna point out a couple things actually. The roof rack seems to be in pretty good shape. This one has a lot of rust right back here. This did come from Pennsylvania, so this is something you want to be aware of. When it's got a lot of rust underneath right here, I don't know if that's affected the shackle underneath, but it's something you need to be aware of. I don't know if it's necessarily a safety issue, but I do want to point that out. That's something you need to be aware of. It is on both sides. So a lot of times in areas where there's snow, some of the chemicals that they use on the snow will start to rust the bottom of the van. It does only have 137,000 miles, which is one of the coolest parts about this van. So if you fixed a lot of the other, let me move the seat up, a lot of the other smaller issues, you would have a fairly low mileage van to drive. The ABS light's on, the gas light's on, but the gauge says I have a quarter tank, so there might be an issue with the float or something like that, because it's reading one thing and the light's telling me another. So I don't know what the issue is there. Let me check out a couple of the options while we're in here. The radio works. Let me put it on a station.
At that point, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of cream.
All right, I have it on. That's talk radio, but let's see if the
into a smooth,
air conditioning works.
Consistency, because we're going to be putting this in a plastic store.
All right, so the fans work. Let's see if the air conditioner will get cold. I'm going to start off down the road. If you win this auction, oh, there's a bunch of traffic coming. I would not recommend driving this a long distance, just due to the fact that the van sat for a long time. Also, the fact that it has a lot of rust underneath. This is a van that I would recommend. Oh, the air conditioning's cold. It has 130,000 miles, but I wouldn't set off cross country in it. If you're trying to drive it a short distance, I can put a temporary tag on it, and you can drive it home. But I wouldn't try to go a really, really, really long distance. It does, you know, run, start. It's shifting pretty well. I'm getting up to cruising speed here. We're in 4th gear. Not having any real problems. Sounds like it needs a wheel bearing. But we're going 60 miles an hour without any real problems. It does have cruise control. I haven't checked that either. But I wouldn't plan on driving this, you know, very far away. So I can pick you up at the airport if you'd like and put a temp tag on it, but I would recommend you actually coming down, trailering this vehicle and taking it back, having it looked at and doing some repairs before you try to drive it very far. It is title in hand. It does have a clean Carfax. This vehicle hasn't been in any major accidents. The title's clean. It hasn't been in a flood. It hasn't been, you know what I mean? You're not buying a salvage vehicle. It does need some TLC. The air conditioning's cold though. This is kind of nice in here. I mean, you could chance it and drive it. That's completely up to you. You're an adult. However, I do like to let you know, I would chance driving this, but I also, I don't know, I deal with vehicles every day and I would have a backup plan. But I can pick you up at the airport or the bus station if you want to do that. The brakes work okay. I'm slowing down and stopping here, and it is downshifting. So, again, not terribly dangerous to drive. I'm going to give myself plenty of space between all these people just because I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. However, it is a pretty clean van, and for the amount of money that it's going to go for, I mean, you will be at a very low price point in this van in order to fix and save, make a couple repairs, have yourself a really nice minivan on the cheap. So, if you have any other questions while this is going on, the vehicle is located in Frankfort, Delaware. It's 20 minutes north of Ocean City, Maryland, about 2 hours south of Wilmington and Philadelphia. If you do want picked up at the airport is, the nearest airport, Salisbury, Ocean City Regional Airport. I can pick you up there during business hours or by appointment. I can put a temp tag on this car and I will let you drive out in it. I mean, the brakes work, it does shift, it does start, it does drive. I will have you sign a waiver just knowing and acknowledging that you've seen this video and you know that this vehicle might have issues. But if you do have any other questions, you can call the lot. It's 302-732-6800. My name is Jay. It's Better Priced Used Cars, www.betterpricedusedcars.com. Thanks and happy bidding.